My name is Ayesha. I am 23 years old, and life has already shown me the darkest side of reality. 5 years ago, I was a young wife full of dreams. I lived in a small house with my husband, Naveed, and our little son, Hamza. Back then, I believed my life would always remain safe within those four walls. I never imagined how quickly everything could disappear. One ordinary morning, Naveed left for work like he always did. By evening, I received a call that shattered my world forever. Naveed was gone. He was only 28 years old. In a single moment, my entire life collapsed. I became a widow at just 23, holding a 3-year-old child in my arms. Hamza kept asking me, "Mama, where is Papa?" I had no answer, only silence and tears. At first, people came with sympathy. Neighbors, relatives, even distant acquaintances filled our house. They cried with me. They promised help. "We are here for you, Ayesha," they said. But days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Slowly, everyone disappeared. Their promises faded, leaving me alone with my child and my grief. Naveed's workplace gave a small amount of support, but it vanished quickly. Bills piled up. Rent became due. I had never worked outside before, but now survival gave me no choice. I started working as a maid, washing dishes, cleaning floors, cooking food in other people's homes. Some nights, while I served meals to strangers, my own child slept hungry. Yet poverty was not the hardest part. The hardest part was how people looked at me. When you are a young widow, people do not see your pain. They see your body. They see your weakness. They see an opportunity. The landlord began standing too close whenever he came for rent. His eyes lingered where they should not have. One day, when I told him I didn't have enough money, he leaned closer and whispered, "There are other ways to pay." My heart stopped. I shut the door, shaking, clutching Hamza tightly. That night, my own house no longer felt safe. At work, it was no different. Men stared. Some brushed against me on purpose. One smiled and said, "You must get lonely at night." Lonely. That word burned inside me. Did they think my loneliness was an invitation? Did they believe widowhood made me cheap? I returned home exhausted, my body aching, my soul crushed. Hamza was asleep on the floor waiting for me. I sat beside him, stroked his hair, and cried silently. I wanted to scream, "Is this what a widow deserves?" But I stayed quiet, because if I spoke, society would blame me instead. Even family friends changed. One relative often visited after Naveed's death. At first, he brought groceries and spoke kindly. I trusted him. Then, one night, his words changed. "Ayesha, you are still young. You need love. I can take care of you." When I refused, his kindness turned into anger. "Without me, how will you survive?" he said. That night, I locked the door and held Hamza tightly as he asked, "Mama, why are you crying?" How could I explain that his mother's world was full of shadows? Years passed like this. I worked in multiple houses every day. My body grew weaker, but I kept going for Hamza. At 23, my beauty became a curse. I covered myself more, spoke less, avoided eye contact. Still, it didn't stop. One evening, a group of men followed us, laughing and making dirty jokes. Hamza squeezed my hand and whispered, "Mama, don't worry. I will grow up and protect you." Those words gave me strength and broke my heart at the same time. The world saw me as a weak widow. Only my son saw me as his mother. But this was not the end of my story. Because while society tried to break me, it was shaping Hamza into something stronger. By the time Hamza turned 12, I saw fire in his eyes. He studied harder than anyone. When other children played, he worked. Sometimes he stayed hungry so I could eat. Once, he used his saved money to buy me shoes because mine were torn. He was becoming the man his father never had the chance to be. Life continued to test us. One day, a house owner touched my shoulder and whispered promises of comfort. I pushed him away and left shaking. That night, I heard Hamza whisper to himself, "One day, Mama, I'll make them regret this." Years later, Hamza earned a scholarship to study abroad. The day the letter arrived, I cried like I had never cried before. Before leaving, he hugged me tightly and said, "Mama, your struggle ends here. I promised." From abroad, he worked and sent money home. Slowly, our house changed. We bought food, furniture, dignity. Years later, Hamza returned not as a boy, but as a strong man with a successful career. The same relatives who ignored us returned with smiles, but Hamza only looked at me. "Mama, we made it. Your tears are finished." At that moment, I understood something deeply. Society failed to break me. Because the love between a mother and her son is stronger than poverty, abuse, and cruelty. Widows are not weak, they are survivors. And sometimes, the greatest strength does not come from the world, but from the children raised with sacrifice and love.